Okay, so today we're going to get into something pretty interesting, maybe a bit unsettling too. This idea of the Watchman.
Right. Someone who's sort of positioned to see danger maybe before others do.
Exactly. And they feel they have to warn people. But what jumps out right away is, well, how lonely that must be. Thankless, almost.
Oh, absolutely. And the source text we're looking at, it really zeroes in on that tension.
Uh,
This person sees these potential threats, called wolves here, but warning people, it doesn't always land well.
no, definitely not. It seems like they get pushback, right? Not just from the danger
Might be
itself,
the wolves, yeah.
but also from the very people they're trying to protect, the sheep, as the text calls them.
Precisely. There's resistance from both sides.
So what makes someone do that? Take on that burden, knowing you might get flack from everyone. That's kind of our mission for this deep dive, isn't it?
Yeah, trying to unpack the motivations, the struggles, all that stuff that comes with being this watchman figure.
Okay, so where do we start? What's the first hurdle they face?
Well, one of the big ones the text points out is people questioning them. Who are you to tell us this? That kind of thing.
Right. The challenge to their authority.
Exactly. And the wolves, the source of the danger, they obviously resist because, well, the warning shines a light on what they're doing. It exposes them.
Makes sense. But the sheep, why would they push back? You'd think they'd want to know.
That's the complex part, isn't it?
Right.
Maybe. Maybe it's uncomfortable, facing up to the idea that things aren't safe.
Yeah, like a denial thing. It's easier to just, shoot the messenger than deal with the scary message itself.
Could be. It certainly seems easier sometimes to dismiss the warning or the person giving it.
And all that resistance, that must lead to some serious self-doubt for the Watchman, right?
Totally. The text really digs into that, asking, am I just doing this out of pride? Do I just like hearing myself talk?
Oof, that's heavy.
It is. It really highlights how crucial it is for anyone in that kind of position, warning or critiquing, to constantly check their own motives.
Yeah. Disentangling real conviction from, your own ego.
No.
That's tough, a huge challenge.
Definitely. It's a fine line.
So the text then brings in a reference, something about Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 6. What's that about?
Right. Ezekiel 33.6. If we sort of broaden the lens, this passage adds another layer. It basically lays out the watchman's core job.
Okay.
It says, essentially, if danger comes and the watchman doesn't blow the trumpet, doesn't sound the alarm, then they're held partly responsible if people get hurt because they weren't warned.
Wow. Okay, so the responsibility is really on the warning itself.
Exactly. The main thing is faithfulness to that task.
Yeah.
Did you sound the alarm? That's the key question, almost regardless of whether people listened or not.
So even if it feels like you're shouting into the wind, the act of shouting is what matters. Your part is done by speaking up.
That's the idea. And, the text doesn't shy away from the fact that this is exhausting work.
I bet it sounds draining.
It does. And it mentions Galatians 6.9, which is basically encouragement, right? Don't get tired of doing the right thing.
Ah, yeah. Do not become weary in doing good. For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. It's that assurance that the effort isn't pointless. Even if it feels that way, it's seen.
That's a pretty powerful thought, especially for anyone feeling, well, unappreciated or like their efforts don't matter. There's value in just doing it.
And it leaves us, and you listening, with a pretty big question, really.
Okay.
The text kind of prompts us to look around. Where are the potential cliffs or snares in your own life, in your community?
Where's the danger we might not be seeing?
And then what does it actually mean to keep watch in those situations, especially when the message, the warning, maybe it's something hard to say or hard for others to hear?
Yeah. How do we navigate that when being the watchman or even just listening to one is unpopular or difficult?
It challenges you to think about your own role, doesn't it? Recognizing danger, responding to it, for yourself and the people around you. Something to really mull over.